Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is a fire ceremony again. And I have a whole bunch of stuff. Most of it is follow-up and closing of past ceremonies, because I have learned in the past that when some stuff needs to be burnt and it's not burnt yet, it's not fully done and finished yet. So my apologies between my schedule and the weather and some other factors. Some of this was delayed, but we're going to close out a bunch of stuff tonight. So one is the emotional wound healing. So I'm going to put that in the fire. Then here, unfortunately, this broke in the car. Sorry. But this was, oh, sorry, it's actually backwards. Oh, interesting. It was the back part that broke off. So the face is still there. But anyway, that was like the red blood cells representing how we're emotionally bleeding, or people are emotionally bleeding when there's a lot of trauma that comes especially from like wartime abuse, torture, persecution, and those kind of things, like human rights violations. And the candle that I had used for that was a skull and crossbones candle. And the way it burned down, the head was completely hollowed out, which is what I followed up. And yeah, it was before it was broken. What I followed up with was it lentils? Yeah, red lentils. Sorry, I'm trying to think if it was split peas or lentils, but they were lentils. Okay. So I had filled the head with the lentils because a lot of emotional pain and trauma caused energetic bleeding or bleed out as well. And yeah, that's all connected. So I have the camo leggings here that I disconnected us from. And there was a red and white candle that were burning next to the skull and crossbones to have the love and light represented. So all of that is going to go in the fire. What I didn't have and I want to bring in is that a lot of times when the trauma and pain is too heavy of a burden, people escape into addictions, right? So this can be alcohol, it can be drugs, it could be other types of addictions, like even shopaholics, shopping can be an addiction, gambling, any other kind of addictive behavior, even like sex addictions, like people can be addicted to it and go overboard. All of those kind of addictive behaviors can stem from severe trauma, or they usually do. So I want to break this in the fire, so that shall go up in flames and be healed. Then the yellow wax is from the candle that I had re-poured to heal the solar plexus after all this trauma and wound healing. And around the can, I had put this extra paper roll just to stabilize it, to stop it from falling over or from tipping over, because it was very narrow. And it has wax on it as well, so I want to put that in the fire as well. Then this is the wax that I used, or that's left over from the forgiveness candles. Some of it is already in the fire because I needed enough wax to get the fire really going. Then here, these are the ties and the portal closings and the snakes from the evil astral snake attack, like in the devil energy, where these dark ones had attacked me and tried to astral strangle me. So this shall, once again, same as in the ceremony when I did that, be applied to any and all of us who were astral attacked and where those dark ones tried to unalive us. And there was also something where one of those gummy worms, here's the whole tub of gummy worms, that fell and spilled all over the floor and everywhere at my place. And one was actually, like after that astral attack happened, it was stuck on a shirt that was hanging to dry. And that one gummy worm was right where the neck was. So you can go back and check it out. So all of these gummy worms are going to go in the fire for all these astral snakes. And it can also be other astral parasites. It shall be applied to all astral parasites and astral entities, because some of these parasites are also either sent or connected to larger astral, like dark entities that are usually attached to unhealed people. And they can siphon us, which is why I have another one of those wooden stakes, like for vampiric entities. And this, when I was making the forgiveness candles, there was a bunch of gunk at the bottom because that wax was sitting in a pot forever and like dirt collected in it too, and it was all like melted down together. So when I pulled this out, I felt very strongly that, like, it popped into my head right away. That's an astral octopus, right? So I mean, if you look closely, this is actually mainly hair and wax mixed, like when I pulled that out. But this shall represent an astral octopus, and that's actually fairly common. Those tend to attach to our energy fields when we have wounding, and they can like manipulate our thinking, our feelings, and you know, just all around. It's not a good picture, so we're gonna put that in the fire as well. Then, since there were 2 snakes here, and again, the number doesn't have to be 2 in your case, but since I've had 2, I'm sticking with this number. So I have 2 nets that I'm going to throw in there as well. And I brought 2 sticks so we can break any and all curses, hexes, and black magic that might be attached to any of this. Because sometimes when you remove entities and parasites, but not the magic that put them there, they can actually come back. Now, mind you, we also have to do our own healing that also left holes in our energy field that allowed those dark ones to attach, right? So, like, it all goes hand in hand. And I just have a tiny bit of salt left. I forgot to get more. But, yeah, we got plenty here. Plenty of stuff. So, let's get started. The fire is still going nicely because I put a bunch of wax in there earlier. And a bunch of paper. Oh, yeah, here's still a little bit. Let's see. I had a bunch of old receipts that I bunched up and stuff. And here, you can see the paper just fell. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to call in the spirit guides, and then as I do at fire ceremonies, then we smudge with a fire smoke. Just, I started that for simplicity's sake, and I believe that back in the day, that like in very, very early prehistoric times, people kept things very simple, and that is the simplest way, like cleanse with the fire smoke, right? Just like it also keeps mosquitoes away, it also, as above so below, right? It also keeps like astral parasites away. Like, it just makes sense. Okay, let me get that lid out of the way. Okay, so dear Creator, higher power, source and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, dear Mother Earth, our ancestors that are in the light, great spirit of the fire, as well as the other 3 elements, air all around us, earth below us, and water, which I have like in these cups because I'm not right next to water right now. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, banishings, and protections with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Oh wait, smudging. Please cleanse and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, evil, and low vibrational, and flood us with massive amounts of healing light, unconditional love, blessings, and protections from the divine. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. That feels good. Okay, so to get the fire going right away, we're gonna start with the heavy duty stuff. So let us finish healing from any and all hurt, pain, and suffering, trauma, PTSD, CPTSD, and any and all energetic, emotional, spiritual, physical, energetic, and karmic damage and DNA damage that we carry around with us, either because we experienced it directly or indirectly through our lineages, through our cultures, through the history of the peoples of the land that we live on. This shall heal all the trauma that comes from genocides, persecutions, war timelines, any form of abuse and torture and human rights violations in connection with war times, tyrannies, and anything similar to that, including let's say guerrilla takeover or anything like that, any kind of control of abuse of control and abuse of power of authorities or a group of the population that took control. We shall fully and completely heal from all of that. Whoa, that went right into my eyes. Whoa, phew. Let us be healed throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. That shall be applied to both of our lineages, maternal and paternal, as well as any other lineages that affect us, such as, foster lineages, or let's say if someone married into the family, so that's, let's say your step family, your in-laws, any lineages that affect you in this lifetime. And also that shall heal anything carried down and passed down in your culture, as well as by the people living on the land that you live on, that we live on now, and anything else that affects us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, so let's put all the army stuff in there. And most of that wax actually fell over. Wow, look at that. That looks spooky with the smoke right in front of it. That actually looks very cool. Okay, and the white and black candle. I'm gonna fish out the little metal parts from the tea light candles after, but it needs to go in first. There are times when the healing part is more important. Whew. All right. Whew. And Let us put in all the emotional wound healing that shall be applied. All of our emotional wounds, as well as our energetic wounds, and any karmic wounds, anything that manifested physically, anything from our DNA. I think I said karmically already. Okay, so anything that affects us physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, and karmically, that was an open wound for us in the figurative sense, shall be healed throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Whew. Okay, this is done. This is done. And let me change my hand because I'm going to throw the alcohol in there that I brought. So let any and all addictions and addictive behaviors that stem from the trauma and abuse that we have carried within us, and the need to either escape or self-medicate, or just the inability to face reality, let all of that be healed. Let it be released from us. Again, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in our lifetime, in this lifetime and moving forward, shall... Whoa! That bounced right off. Where did that fall? That didn't break. Here. Whoa. Okay. See? That does not want to go. Okay, let me throw it in like this. That's gonna... That glass is gonna break eventually from the heat. I'm thinking... Actually, I think I want to break it though. Oh, that rock is hot. One sec. Whew. One moment. Let me see if I can throw a rock at it. Okay, I threw a rock at it, but I didn't hear any breaking. I think it's still not broken. Wow. See, if there are things that don't logically make any sense that happen in these ceremonies that show us what kind of forces and energies are at play. I'm going to have to check on that when the fire has died down, because I think that's at the very bottom now. So... yeah, my apologies, but in the worst case, I will just smash the bottle at the end, because right now there's nothing else I can do about that. Okay, but, whoa, and that just happened. I'm sorry, I just turned around, so I don't think I filmed everything, but I think you still saw part of how that flame just went up, and you heard the loud. Okay, so that one is done. Whew. Wow. And I actually feel a release too, like an energetic release. Wow. Oh, whoa, that feels good. And that was bottled up. Oh my God, I'm just realizing. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. Perfect. So let's throw all this other nasty stuff in there, all these astral snakes in the devil energy that try to unalive us. Woo. And any and all astral snakes and parasites, astral entities and AI that try to exert power over our lives, that try to manipulate us, control us, either energetically, mentally, emotionally, and try to stop us from healing and try to stop us from our ascension process, or hinder it, make it harder. All of that shall be burnt away. I'm gonna pick up all the stuff after if some of it doesn't burn away, but let's just throw the big stuff in there. And the snake head, oof, right in there. Some of the little ones. Oy. Whew. Whoops. Okay, I think everything else is in there. Some of the small stuff I'll get when the fire starts dying down. But they shall burn away and be transmuted into love and light and be returned to source energy for reintegration. And so it is. All my relations. Whoa, they get bigger as they burn. Whoa, that is crazy. Look at that. I don't know how well you can see it in the video, but it's like they're bubbling up and slowly roasting away. Whoa, but they get bigger as they're bubbling. Wow. Man, that is crazy. Whoa. Yeah, these were not like the other gummy worms I usually had before. It was a different company and they had a weird, hard, very chewy, tough texture. Oh, thank you. Which I just understood sort of on a claircognizant level. That's what these astral parasites were. They were really tough. Like they were not like the regular parasites. They were like extra tough. Whoa. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you. Okay. Whew. All right. So this was the ties and the rolls of the paper rolls from the portal closing. So that shall burn away. And the astral octopus or octopuses, octopi, whichever one, both plurals are actually acceptable. And I never know which one to use. It doesn't matter. They shall all be burnt away and transmuted into love and light, fully removed from our energy field, and be returned to source energy for reintegration. We shall be fully and completely freed from them and disconnected from them in all aspects. Again, that shall be applied to body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, karmically, throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And one thing that actually just came to me too is we call back all lost and stolen soul fragments that we had lost or that were no longer a part of us because of all this trauma and abuse connected to these war timelines, connected to genocide, human rights violations, and all that kind of stuff. So we call back all of those soul fragments to be healed and reintegrated into our energy field and to be returned to our soul. That we are living here now. Wow. And it just got dark. Wow. Whoa. And the camera just got darker. So I think it's still filming. So I'm just going to keep going. Yeah, it's still counting. Okay. Whoa. Man, some of the stuff. Okay, so let's... Oh, yes. One thing that I forgot to mention as well is I picked up some other firewood yesterday, because sometimes people just throw out firewood. You know, like when they cut down a tree in the backyard and they put the firewood out front. And today when I got to my car, first I found a humongous ant queen, or maybe it was a termite queen. I'm not sure, because that wood was actually hollow, and I didn't really put two and two together until later when I had a bunch of huge ants, or again termites maybe, crawl around in my car, and I was totally disgusted and freaked out. And I'm sorry, I'm not proud of it, because like I don't love all creatures yet. Still working on that. But when you're driving and you suddenly have a humongous ant crawling around on your steering wheel, that's a little too much for my taste. So yeah, like I was safe, don't worry, like I'm a safe driver, and I got rid of them. And that is actually something that we also gotta put in the fire, and that's part of the whole astral parasites that we already put in the fire. But just to let you know that there have been like astral, I don't want to say attacks, like astral invasions, let me put it that way, of how, you know, those dark ones, it's like once we cut them out of our energy, they keep trying to find ways back in, and that's one of them, right? So it's like we have to really be as persistent as they are until eventually it's fully done, right? So just bear with me, and please be patient as well, and don't give up. So we're now putting the yellow wax from our solar plexus healing into the fire. That shall help us heal our solar plexus more. That healing shall be completed, and we shall more and more come into our power with every day that goes by, and nothing dark will get to us anymore. And let me put this one in as well, because that was also, you can actually see some of that yellow wax there. See how that was running down? That shall go in there as well. And the wax from the forgiveness candles. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna have to pick that one up later, but most of it shall go in. And any and all netting and webbing that is supposed to restrict and limit our healing and ascension that those dark ones have placed on us shall now and forever be burnt away and transmuted into love and light, and returned to source energy for reintegration. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And any and all siphonings shall no longer be possible. We return any and all siphoning energies back to sender with no possibility of returning again. Any and all portals and gateways, see, this jumped over. Any and all portals and gateways shall be closed by being burnt away, and any and all black magic and evil witchcraft that placed any of those dark energies, entities, parasites, AI, and anything else dark, any black magic, evil witchcraft, spells, curses, and hexes in our energy fields, in our lives, shall now and forever be broken and finished. Interesting that they both broke pretty much at the top. So let me see if I can snap them once more. Okay, so one of them is snapped twice, and this one too. Here once more, and it is done. And we banish all those dark energies out of our lives. And if they're unable to go into the light, they shall return to the hell where they came from, but off-world, back to wherever they originally came from before they came to Mother Earth and Gaia, back to their ancient galactic origins, and they shall remain there. They shall be bound and sealed in there for all eternity, or until ready, able, and willing to move into the light for healing. And after that, they shall be bound to the light and sealed in there for the rest of eternity. So it is. Thank you, Dankeschön. All my relations, all our relations. And so it is. Wow. And same as, I think the last time or second last time I was filming, when I look at the fire directly, I don't see as much yellow. But when I look at the filming, like when I look at the screen, it looks so incredibly yellow. Like we're definitely getting a strong healing for our solar plexus. Wow, that's amazing. Whew. And one more thing I wanted to add before like wrapping this up is oh, wait, let me throw the salt in first and let all those energies remain banished. Oh, see, that was almost done anyway. Let the salt seal it in for all eternity. Whew. Wow, look at that yellow. Amazing. Whoa. Okay, so when I was walking into the park, I found this wood that made me think, well, it's almost like a half circle, right? So it made me think of the moon. And right away, the message I got was that, you know, it's important to be in touch with the moon cycles. And that's how like the ancient people used to live, or peoples, I should say, like all the various tribes around the world that lived in harmony with nature. They were in touch with the moon cycles, right? Like they lived according to the full moon, the new moon, and all of that. And there were actually 13 months per year, not 12, right? So the lunar calendar was actually different. So while we're functioning in our current system, like in our calendar system and our current society the way it is, it's a little bit hard to do, but as long as we can acknowledge and try to like honor the moon cycles, and especially also the eclipse, the eclipses as well. That just jumped in. I was gonna say the solstices and the equinoxes. Those were like very strongly celebrated in most, if not all, ancient cultures and traditions, right? So like that came through very strongly, that we gotta return to those old ancient ways. And that helps us heal because we're connecting to the divine, to Mother Earth, to the moon, to nature, to the way that we're meant to live on this earth, right? As we're reincarnated or incarnated on this earth, we gotta go with what is the reality here, and that is the moon cycles, Mother Earth in her cycles, and so on, right? Okay, anyway, I think that's a great way to finish it. Oh, and of course, I didn't mention that in the beginning because there was some other stuff going on, but honoring Mother Earth. And of course, especially today, well, at this point it was yesterday, I think, but since it was Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and also honoring Mother Earth, who gave life to all of us. So we wouldn't be alive without our mothers, our earthly biological mothers, but also to Mother Earth. So we want to give a special thanks and gratitude and conclude the ceremony with that. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Please let the ceremony now be finished and accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. And open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. Oh, wow. Whew. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching until the very end and for, for being a part of the ceremony, for working on your own healing, and for being on the ascension journey as well, for being a part of this collective. I'm sending you so much love and light, many blessings. Be well until next time, and don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you liked it. And be well until next time. Bye.